Ramadan.
So the first Friday of Ramadan, as we now get into this month of Ramadan, a warm welcome to you. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ashraf Garda, hosting the Ashraf Garda show, which I do just during the month of Ramadan. So I hope you're enjoying it. Feedback on the show is most welcome in terms of what we do, what we don't do. I want to know about it. And the best way to do that is via WhatsApp. You can text, you can voice note. Voice notes are cool because you can play them live on the air, right? 061-766-0355. You can also comment on the back of Salam Media on the various social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and in fact the same with me. Just find Ashraf Garda, you will find it, and you can comment and add your own thoughts as well. Well, that's a big issue regarding water in the southern parts of the city of Johannesburg. Well, you know, they say where there's darkness, at least if you have light. There's light in the city of London, and I don't mean light coming out of the literal darkness. There's light because of Ramadan. What does all that mean? Let's try and make sense of what's going on there with Aisha Desai, was the founder of Ramadan Lights UK. Aisha, appreciate your time. Good morning. It's Jummah, so Jummah Mubarak, and the same for you for Ramadan Mubarak as well.
Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak, and thank you for having me on.
Thank you. So I saw the pictures of the city of London, and I haven't been there for a long time, but I can imagine Oxford Street, where people say you have to go to Oxford Street during Christmas because those lights are absolutely magical. Are we saying the same thing now, that you have to go to Oxford Road, Oxford Street in London in Ramadan because the lights are magical?
The ambition is to go to Oxford Street because at the moment they're on Coventry Street, which is not too far from Oxford Street. It's about a 2-minute walk. But yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to bring everyone together and just bring that magic and joy of Ramadan to the West and to London, a city where I'm from and I grew up.
Okay, so what has happened? I mean, what you put a request and the City of London adhered, I gather, after some negotiation. What was the request? What did they agree on?
Well, I didn't personally speak to the Council of the City of London, but we had an organisation called the Heart of London Business Alliance with the Aziz Foundation, who facilitated the project, who sponsored the project and supported the project. And on that street in particular, the Aziz family, they own those buildings, so they allowed us to actually put the lights up. This was a dream I had a long time ago. And yeah, it's come true with the help of those organizations, and of course the amazing UK British Muslim community who I crowdfunded through as well to pay for the lights, which were very expensive.
Okay, so the dream you had was what? I'm just trying to understand it. What's the dream that you wanted to have the lights on as per the Christmas lights in effect? And if that's the case, why?
Yeah, growing up in school, Christmas was the best time of the year. You hear about Christmas everywhere. You know, we used to go and see the Christmas lights every week during Christmas. So it was the best time of the year for us. So I'm a Muslim. Actually, my family, my parents are originally from South Africa, but I'm a Muslim. Grew up in the UK, and I wanted to. We should have this for Ramadan, and we should have it growing up and be able to see this every year and be excited about Ramadan as we were about Christmas in school. So that's kind of where it came from. And I think during COVID, my sister and I were sitting at the table and we were thinking, how can we represent Muslims in a positive light? How can we do something to make the community happy? COVID was a very difficult time, especially for the Muslim community across the globe. And I thought, why not put happy Ramadan structures around my area and my hometown of North London? So piloted it there, and then had the dream to eventually get to Oxford Street eventually. And I didn't think within 3 years I would be in the heart of London at all. I thought I'd be in other places of London, but definitely not central London.
Okay, so I see the London Mayor Sadiq Khan is in those pictures that we've seen, and I know, yes, there's been lights in other parts of like the Muslim world. I'm looking at, like, say, maybe Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, as a good example of what they would do, but that's different because it's a vastly Muslim majority country, right? So here's the question: what's the response been from Muslims, people of the Muslim faith, who are residents of the City of London? What's been the response of people who are not of the Muslim faith, who are still the majority, far more so, living in the City of London, to these lights being put up effectively in the name of Ramadan, in the name of Islam?
The response from the Muslim community in the UK has been incredible. I mean, I've been down ever since they've been switched on, and people are coming from Scotland, from up north, from all over the UK just to come and see the lights. So I think this weekend is going to be really busy. The response has been, I mean, incredible. Overwhelmingly incredible. It's just been amazing. From non-Muslims too, I've had a lot of messages saying thank you so much for doing something like this. We didn't know about Ramadan. We didn't know how important it was to Muslims. We had no idea. So the point of this is to try and also it's for the Muslim community, of course, but it's for our neighbors to also realize how important this month and how holy this month is to for Muslims, and also to put the word Ramadan in their vocabulary. There's a reason why it reads Happy Ramadan. It's inclusive for all. So the response has been amazing. Of course, you always with something of this scale, you always get some negativity. But I think the main message that people don't understand is that it's not taxpayers' money that has been used for this initiative. It's fully privately funded and crowdfunded through the community. So you're always going to get some negative, but focusing on the positive. And
what did it cost? What did it cost? You say privately funded through community. How much?
So it costs all in about £100,000.
Okay, now I know if we multiply 100,000 in South Africa by 20, well, that's a hell of a lot of money, right? Here's the obvious question, right? You made the point many people didn't know much about Ramadan. I mean, I do find that surprising. Like, in a country with a sizable Muslim population, how can they not know about Ramadan now? It didn't just arrive on the shores of England or UK like last week, right? So yes, there'll be even a bigger awareness, but maybe the other part is important. Should there be a greater outreach throughout the England and the UK without even the lights, spending the same amount of money, so that it ensures that people will really know about Ramadan, the real social impact of Ramadan?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there's so much outreach, Muslim outreach going on anyway, and it's been going on for a long time. It's like I said, I'm not saying that people don't know about Ramadan. It's they don't know the importance of Ramadan to Muslims, and they just don't see it enough. So because of initiatives like this and many others, there's another initiative called the Ramadan 10 Project, which hosts a series of open iftars for the public to break bread together. Again, to explain what Ramadan is, how important it is. So in the last 5 to 10 years, especially my generation, we're trying to do as much Muslim outreach as we can. Of course, there's a lot of Muslims in this country, but we're kind of all scattered around the place, and there's still areas where there's no Muslims. So initiatives like these for young Muslims to do hopefully inspires other young Muslims to want to do more and spread the word of Islam and to raise awareness of our holy month.
Yeah, just maybe the last thing, and I mean, I see as I talk to you, and as a big follower of the English Premier League, like so many other people globally, right? I've noticed now when the league resumes, I think next week, that there will be an allocation for breaks for people who want to break their fast during Ramadan, which means like what? Well, you guys are sort of in winter, so it could be like 5-6 o'clock our time. How significant is that? We're talking about an industry, a footballing industry, where during a match there's a fasting break, and then of course your life. What does it say about countries that are seemingly either Christian or in fact secular, right, making spaces for other religious groupings? And what does it say about that? And what does it say therefore about how Muslims need to respond in also opening up their spaces for others to, as a reciprocation?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that should definitely happen. We should, as Muslims, we should be opening up our spaces to other faiths. Why can't we all live together in harmony and peace? I think London in particular is so multicultural, it's so diverse, and I'm lucky to have grown up in a city like this because I can, and it's easier for me to do something like this initiative. I think the Premier League hosting iftars, the Premier League clubs they're hosting open iftars. And they have been for the last few years now. Being able to give fasting breaks, I think, is really is very powerful. I actually, the company I work for, sponsor an organization called Nujum Sports, who actually have a Muslim athlete charter, and they've gone around to all the Premier League clubs and they're signing this charter, and they're giving Ramadan packs to all the Muslim players, and they're actually opening prayer rooms and prayer spaces. I went to Wolverhampton FC the other day, and they have a prayer space, which is incredible. So it's happening, and like I said, it's taking. My generation of Muslims, we are trying to figure out the ways in which we can do this outreach and make it powerful. And this is.
And I think you're doing it very successfully. Well, I'll tell you what, besides Salam Media, which I'm going to suggest you tag, get your organization to tag Salam Media on some of those fabulous pictures I've been looking at, right, from Ramadan Lights and yourself. So tag Salam Media, do tag myself as well, Ashraf Garda, on all the social media platforms. You'll find us. I will gladly share that. And perhaps to me, as a passing shot, there's this phrase about London, where if you're tired of London, you're tired of life. But in this case, well, it's a case of if you one thing with London, you can never be tired of London, because there'll always be light, even in this month of Ramadan. Something rather different that's happened there. Aisha Desai, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And Salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
I need to take a selfie, but I need to get to Coventry Street, London. I'm sure my wife will want to join me. How soon can I get there in Ramadan to take a selfie like all those women took all those selfies on Coventry Street? Fascinating indeed. The world is indeed changing. Aisha Desai, from the founder of Ramadan Lights UK. Right, from the UK, we get back home, and the impact of Ramadan amongst people outside of the Muslim faith is what I'm particularly interested in. We'll talk about that right after this.